Many Shades of Pink and Black Health. Many Shades of Pink and Black Health, where good health equals long life.
Welcome to the Many Shades of Pink and Black Health radio program on KBOKradio.com, sponsored by Many Shades of Pink. I'm your host, Wendy Sherrill, breast cancer survivor and advocate.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Susanna Fallo, a retired family physician. Our special guest today is A.C. Williams, cancer survivor, speaker, creator, and founder of Dress Infinity Designs. And our topic today is using your gifts to inspire and bless others. So, AC, thank you for coming and welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I am so glad that you're here. And sis, guess who actually formally told me about AC?
Who's that?
It's Dr. Larry Woods.
Oh, for real?
Yes, he texted me.
Yes.
He texted me back in April, and he's like, I really have this young lady that I really want you to meet. I really think that you guys would just click because you guys have so much in common. You know, she's a survivor, you know, and she's an author, and she's a designer. That's what he told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What a small world.
Yes, and his wife is my best friend.
Oh, yeah,
my
she's lovely.
moderator from
She's lovely.
Really?
Vanessa.
You haven't met her yet. Yeah.
No, I did meet Vanessa
Where?
at our event.
Which one?
The one we actually, it wasn't our event, it was the Lincoln event.
Oh, she came out that day?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
him and her. I thought it was him and her, and because that's where.
I didn't see her there.
Well, I just assumed.
I'm not sure she was there. I know, she's beautiful black
Yeah,
sister.
she really is.
Yes.
I've seen her pictures, but she's gorgeous.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I just
So
thought.
shout out to her.
Yeah, and Dr. Larry.
Larry,
Yeah, and so anyway, we're just gonna dive right on in, and you know, we just want to know. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
A little bit about myself and my family. Well, I say I'm not who I used to be, so I'm thankful for that today. I'm from a family of 13. I'm the 11th born.
What?
Yes, I am, and I have 4 children. I'm a native from California, but my mom is from the South. She's from Georgia. My dad's from Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica. Yes.
You know, that's what she is. That's what she is. Jamaican.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, but we're pretty much natives.
Yeah.
You know, so, I pretty much took care of my mom and dad before they passed away, so they're not around. But we just try to enjoy life.
All
Our
right.
family, and I have 4 children. They're all grown. I live with my son, and my youngest is in Alabama College.
What's the age range of your children?
My youngest is 19. My oldest is 42.
Oh,
And
wow.
I live with him.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, great.
So I have 3 daughters and 1 son,
Oh, wow.
and 5 grandchildren.
Oh, you got grandbabies.
Yes. So I'm loving it.
Are you? I know you are. I'm going to be a grandma maybe one day soon, hopefully.
Don't rush it, Tina. Don't rush it.
So, therefore, you were born and raised in California.
Yes, in Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles. So, you guys got a lot in common, sis, because
Absolutely. I was
she's
raised there.
she's Jamaican, and she was raised in LA.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So go
All
ahead,
over.
sis.
All over LA.
all over. So I had the pleasure of meeting you almost 2 weeks ago at our breast cancer awareness luncheon, and your energy just really was so enthusiastic, you know, and encouraging that I really just enjoyed you being there. And so it was a pleasure to meet you then, but I didn't realize once we were going to have you on the show how much you really have to offer. I knew you had it going on. I knew that because you wore this little cute little outfit on. There was a thing that came
Y'all
on
got
your
me smiling,
shoulder.
Bliss.
Yeah. And then you were kind enough to grace me with a ticket to your fashion show, which we'll talk about. But just your spirit and your energy and your givingness was just really remarkable. So I'm glad that you're here today, so we can get to really honor you and get to know more about you, what you stand for, what you have to offer your community and the world. You know what God's gifted you with.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off by just asking some things about. I didn't know that you were an author, so you might want to tell us a little bit.
Well, I just want to say this: that her energy and her spirit it reflect ours. So it was very, very noticeable, and you could feel it. You know, when she came out, I could feel it was just so much
palpable.
It's palpable.
Absolutely. No, truly.
So, do you want to start I really would like to dive in about, because we like to start off with the cancer journey, and then you can tell us about everything else. All your you got so many gifts, and I think that we don't know that we have so many gifts until God just everything we go through in life, I feel like it's supposed to happen.
Yes.
And he starts revealing things and some of the other talents he's given to us that we're not aware of, we don't touch on. And he starts revealing. So maybe we can. Maybe we can, because the journey and your testimony is really what ends up creating a lot of the other things. So let's start with the fact that you are a cancer survivor. So share with the audience what kind of cancer you have and when were you diagnosed?
So I had, as an overcomer now, I had multiple myeloma, which is a blood disease, and I found out May 2010. Okay. And prior to that, I was having problems with my body. I noticed some changes, and I started going to the doctor, matter of fact, a year prior to. Just letting her know my knees are changing, my tummy is changing, because I'm used to working out and everything, but things are changing.
So when you say changing, like in how?
My knees were swelling up.
Okay.
And my tummy was protruding, because I've always had a flat tummy.
Me too.
And I looked like I was about 6 months
Like
pregnant.
a bloating kind of
bloating.
Okay.
Really, really a lot of bloating. Yeah, but more so my knees were swelling up a lot, and they did look different. I mean, they were hanging over.
Oh, wow.
And so I knew something wasn't right. I started, you know your body.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the doctors don't know. I know
Absolutely.
my body's not like it's supposed to be. Something's not right.
You know your body more than anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, I'm sure what's happened is that something changed, because you were going along just fine in your normal state of health, and then things started changing to get your attention. Those swollen knees, were they painful?
Oh yeah, the knees were swollen, so I couldn't really exercise because I'm having a problem walking now. I'm walking on my legs, and why are my knees hurting? So I couldn't even walk up the stairs. I had to walk one at a time because too much pressure on the knees. So, and then my stomach, I couldn't keep anything down. And everything just kind of settled. Nothing was going nowhere. So I went to the doctor, and they did some testing and everything, and of course she sent me home. You're just a little constipated, or you got a little water on your knee. Just you stop exercising so much. So
Wow.
3 months later, I'm still feeling uncomfortable. Something's not right. Yeah, and so I go back again. She says, I said, I need to do x-rays. So now I need to be more proactive.
Absolutely.
Not just go by what you're telling me to do.
Right.
And that's one of the things I stress with people. It's just your life.
You have to be your own advocate.
Be your own advocate.
We
I
stress
had
that
to.
too.
I
Yes.
had to. I
Yes.
wouldn't be here.
Or otherwise, right? I was going to say would not have diagnosed you, and then God knows what would have happened.
Exactly.
So you were more forceful about saying, "Hey, well, I need some other things." An X-ray? Did they do special or extra blood work?
Yes, they did blood work on me. They did a skeletal survey. They did, they did the whole blood work. They did the x-rays. But when they x-rayed, it was only the knee, below the knee. They didn't do they didn't do the whole skeletal. I told them where the pain was coming. They did just the knee, but below the knee.
So they didn't do the knee actually?
They didn't do actual knee.
So they did like the leg.
The lower.
shaft.
Yeah, that part.
Right there at the knee, down.
That's crazy.
And everything was right above the knee.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
So they got the test back, and I went in. They said, no. She said, nothing's wrong. And I said, no, something's wrong. She said, well, I'm going to send you to an orthopedic doctor, and I'll send the results and whatever. So I went to see the orthopedic doctor, and he examined my knee, move your knee, whatever. He says there's just fluid there, you stress.
Yeah, but why is there fluid?
Yeah. Why is there fluid?
Yeah.
He says, you just been on your legs too long. But he told me to go home and get on a life cycle. He said, and just work it off.
She told you to not exercise. He told you to exercise it off. Okay.
Exactly.
And you're trying to figure out who you're supposed to believe, right? They're both so-called doctors.
They're
right?
both so-called doctors. So I'm just like, okay, because I'm really bothered now because something's wrong, but he's not telling me.
Exactly.
But I did what he said. I went home and I got on a life cycle, and I could not get off. The pain shot up my leg from my knee to my back, lower part of my back, and then up my back towards my neck and out my head.
He made it worse.
He made it worse.
Oh my goodness.
He made it popped.
It popped.
Then the leg popped. I felt, because it was just dangling. And at that time, nobody was in the house, and I'm on this bike, and I'm screaming. So my phone was in another room. I don't know why. I had to pretty much throw myself off the bike.
And crawl on the floor.
And it took me a while to find the phone. So when I finally found it, my fiance, I told him something's wrong, and he took me to emergency. I said, X-ray the whole body. Don't just X-ray my leg.
You need a whole scan.
A full workup.
A full workup.
And they did. And they said, okay. And it took a while. But they still sent me to the orthopedic. They didn't tell me right away what was going on. They sent me home. So they did all the X-ray and everything. And so maybe 2 days later, I got a call from the doctor that's been telling me this.
Your primary care doctor.
Yeah, my primary. She's like, are you sitting down? You need to sit down.
Yeah. Oh, now she's going to tell you this.
Okay. That's when she starts telling me there's some issues, there's some problems going on. She says, I don't want to talk about it over the phone, but I need you and maybe some family member to come in.
Now, I like that approach. I have to stop you there.
Yeah.
Because most of the patients that have had cancer, they just blurted over the phone, you have breast cancer. And that's devastating. So you knew it was something serious, but she didn't want to go into it. So yes, you're going to be worried, but at least you're not going to be devastated, and you'll have family members there because what she's going to tell you may only hear 1/10 of it. And they need, if someone else needs to hear it and be able to then reiterate it to you later. So when you made that, absolutely, not being there by yourself.
Exactly.
But I was a little persistent. She said, well, we need to run more tests. She says, but I need you not to get up. I need to stay in a wheelchair. Sit down. She says, we're going to send a wheelchair to you, but I need you to come to my office right away. Can you be here tomorrow at 4?
Okay.
I said, well, what is it? She says, I don't want to talk about it over the phone.
See, me, I would have been persistent too.
Yeah, well, everybody's curious. Because you don't know, are you dying or what's going on?
I said, is it cancer? What is it? She says, I'll talk to you when you get here.
Okay, so she was just as persistent, if not more.
I knew then
that it was serious.
It was serious.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was serious. That she didn't want to talk. When they don't want to discuss it on the phone, and they want you to come in the office. It's serious.
Because they need to know the reaction. Plus, they need to be able to answer all the questions and explain it in details to you.
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
But that's why I said I have to pause her and say I appreciate the doctor telling her that it's, you need to come in. I need to discuss this in person, because too many times, as all of our other guests have been, they tell the diagnosis right over the phone and blurt it out almost matter of fact.
Yes.
No. Well, she didn't.
It don't even be the doctor.
Sometimes it's the nurse.
It be the nurse.
So when you went, so you gathered your thoughts, And you got to your appointment the next day with some family.
Yes. My niece, matter of fact, I don't know where my kids were, but everybody was busy.
Yeah.
My niece had been coming over to help me out because I couldn't get around.
Right.
She wasn't working at the time, so she took me.
Good.
She took me, and I could tell on her face she was concerned, the doctor, and worried because this has been going on for a year.
Absolutely.
Right.
And she didn't
I've
catch
been
it.
telling
she didn't
you
catch
something's
it.
wrong with me. So at that point, she's like, whatever I need to do, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Oh, she was praying you weren't going to soothe the
Yes.
backside off her. That's what it was. That's
Exactly.
that fear was not about your health. It was about her future. Don't.
I knew. I didn't want for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what we're going to do is, this is so interesting and and powerful. So what
Yes,
we're going to do
it
is going
is.
to take a small break,
Okay.
and then we'll come back and pick it up right where we left off.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Yes.
I'm a breast cancer survivor.
We are honoring our heroes.
I'm here today because of Susan G. Coleman's free mammogram.
We are pledging to save lives.
We're passionate about bringing the services out to the community.
We are providing free mammograms. We are providing hope.
We are more than pink.
Made possible by Anderson Plumbing, Heat.
All right. Welcome back to the Many Shades of Pink and Black Health Radio program.
And our special guest today is A.C. Williams, cancer survivor, speaker, creator, and founder of Dress Infinity Designs. And of course, our topic today is using your gifts to inspire and bless others. So before the break, we were speaking about your cancer, your multiple myeloma, and just at the point where you had gone into the doctor to get that diagnosis and the explanation. So pick us up back right at that point where your niece took you in, and now's the time where she's explaining things to you.
Yeah, the doctor just.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to know what was your initial reaction when you were told. So you can break that down.
Okay. So I knew something was wrong. So I wasn't surprised when I went in. I just needed her to tell me. Honestly, I made up in my mind, I'm good, whatever it is.
All right.
Seriously.
Good.
Because I have to say this, prior to me finding out I had cancer, I was building my relationship with Christ 2 years prior.
Fabulous.
So when this happened right away, I said, wow, get ready to use me. So that's what happened when she told me, okay, sit down, I want to tell you. She says, you have, we found out what's wrong, and it's myeloma. It's multiple myeloma, and she proceeded to tell me what type. It's a blood disease, you know, and what's going on with my body right now. At that moment, honestly, I gotta say it again, I tuned it out.
You tuned it out.
I didn't let it in my spirit. I didn't let it in my. I didn't even hear what she said.
That's 9 out of 10 you don't.
I didn't hear. All I heard was you have multiple myeloma cancer, and after that, I just shut it down.
And that's why the family member needed to
To be
be there.
there, yeah.
Yeah. So I just said, "Oh, okay," and I left it alone. I pretty much left it alone. She says, we're going to do tests and everything, but you have to have emergency surgery for your leg. So they sent me to Riverside Community Hospital, I believe it was, because they needed more extensive tests. So she didn't really tell me exactly what type, even though she said multiple myeloma. She didn't tell me everything about it. She said the surgeon, I guess, would be talking to me. They needed to go in and put the rod in my leg, and then they would do more extensive tests to see exactly if it was that. Even though she told me that's what it was. I was confused. I'm all over the place. I'm not getting it.
And I'm confused right now. Because
I am
why did they
too.
need to put a rod in your leg? Is that because you hadn't broken it yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you had broken it.
I had
It
broken-
popped
yeah,
while she
it
was
popped.
on the
On the
cycle.
cycle.
The life cycle, yes.
And where was this
So,
break? Below the knee, above the knee?
It was right at the knee. It was like, this is the knee. So it was right here
At the joint space?
Yes, I don't know how to explain it to you. So it was right here.
There.
Because she said there's only, they said there was only this much.
Or did they put
bone.
pins in the side, or did
I
they put
got
a rod
whole-
up the shaft?
I got a whole 22-inch rod.
Wow.
And I got a 4-inch rod in this area and in my clavicle area. But more so that the leg, to hold the leg up.
To hold the leg, yeah.
Pretty much. So I had to go in an emergency, so they did surgery, but then they sent me over to Riverside Community Hospital, and then there was the orthopedic doctor that put the rod in, and then they did the more extensive test.
Like the bone marrow testing?
Bone marrow and all that.
Yes, and then my daughter and my niece knew more about it, because I mean, I gotta tell you,
You zoned out.
yeah. All I kept saying was, "You're getting ready to use me," and I don't want to fast forward this, but I never let it in my spirit.
Good.
That's why even when I talk about it, there's only so much I can say because I didn't connect with it. So I believe that had a lot to do with me being here today.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
probably why.
So when the doctor came in, the orthopedic doctor, he did the rod, he put the rod in, and he came in my room and he started telling me exactly, this is what you got, and your doctor told you, so let me tell you more about what it is. But I'm looking at his face like, oh, he's just gonna he just thought he was gonna see a reaction, like this woman's gonna have a fit, come in and tell her. I could see that on his face. So he said, yeah, you definitely have myeloma, multiple myeloma, and it's throughout your body, and these are the things that are going to happen to you. I hope you have family and friends and a lot of support because you're going to need it. And there's no cure. There's only a treatment. So I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm sitting in the bed. I'm just like, okay. Because really I'm talking to God. That's just me.
Absolutely.
And he said, did you hear what I said, Miss Williams?
Because you didn't give a reaction that he expected.
I just said, oh. I said, oh, okay. He said, did you hear what I said? I said, yeah, I heard what you said. But I'm playing with the blanket.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I heard what you said. So he's continued, and he started telling me a friend of his died from it, and there's no, did you hear me say there's no cure?
Yeah, he's trying to really get a reaction out of
He
you.
really trying to get rid, but he don't know he don't know what kind of God.
Yeah,
You
I
have,
already
okay?
been prepared.
Right.
I've been preparing.
Yeah.
So I zoned out. I just started talking to God because I had my head down, and he's just standing. He says, Miss Williams. I said, what?
I told you, you're going to die from this.
I said, what? He said, did you hear what I said? I said, you know what? You need Jesus. That's all I said. And
Oh, my
it
God.
was like, you need Jesus.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me like that with this look, and he threw his hands up. And
Like,
he
I
just
give up with
walked
this
out.
one.
But I had to go back to him because he put the rod in my leg. So my daughter took me, I was in a wheelchair, to get checked. I think it was like 3 or 4 months later or whatever. And so I knew what I was going through.
Right.
So I walk in there, my daughter wheeled me in there in the wheelchair, and I'm looking all girly and everything because I still tried to keep it together.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because I knew.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I said, hello, Dr. Opal, how are you? How's everything going? He says, do you know what you have?
Wow, he's still saying that. What's wrong with him?
I said, I have Jesus. What are you talking about? He says, no. He says, you have multiple myeloma.
And?
I said, and?
Yeah.
And my daughter was like, why are you trying to break my mom?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Why aren't you encouraging
That was
her?
almost the enemy.
You know?
That really
That was the enemy
was.
He
trying to
said,
break
because
you.
she's in denial. I just need her to get a grip.
That was
I
the enemy.
said,
That was.
and I just went off.
No, when they tell you something
Yeah.
like that, that is not good. That is
I
not.
said, you are all in it for the money. I said, but you can't break this spirit. I said, I am a child of God.
Good.
I said, I'm not in denial. I said, I'm special.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am. I'm special.
That's fabulous.
I said, and from this day, I will not be back.
Yes.
I will
Amen.
not be. He said, so
Amen.
you need to get a couple of more rods. I said, you will not get any more of my money.
Exactly.
You will not touch this body no
Right.
more.
Oh, good for you.
So-
Good for you. You are now fired.
I did.
And we tell
And I did.
him he fired.
Yeah, I did. I walked
Good.
out. I
Good
didn't
for
even
you.
let him examine me.
Good
I
for
said,
you.
"No,
Good.
I can't have this spiritual
Negative. Yeah.
Yes,
Negative energy.
Yeah.
Try to stay
My
positive and
daughter.
focused.
And in front of my daughter, he's saying this.
Yeah.
He's like, because she's in denial. Why is she smiling?
Also, he don't want you to smile. Wow.
She should be
I should've been
depressed and ready to give up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad
just
you
said, you
fired
need
him.
Jesus or whatever. But there was a lot more to it, but I don't want to go into it. But yeah, and I moved on from there.
I'm glad that you moved on. I'm glad that your spirit was positive and uplifting, because ultimately that is what keeps you going. You know, and that's beauty within itself.
Amen.
You know,
Yeah.
so wow, for someone just to say that just
Yeah, I'm
burns
floored
me.
with that.
Yeah.
Now, I know that with some of your treatment, you said you had a stem cell treatment. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, prior to having a stem cell transplant, so after they told me I had the myeloma, now they got to put the port in me because I have to have radiation, maybe 20 rounds of radiation, and then chemo 3 times a week. 3 times a week, and then blood work. So it was like work for me. So I did that for the first 8 months going in 3 times a week getting that, and after 8 months then my body shut down. He had me, I can't even remember the medicine anymore. It was a cocktail. He calls it a cocktail. It was 3 different medicines or whatever. So my body shut down. I went back into the hospital because my daughter was like, Mom, you look really sick. You need to go to the doctor. I was walking around like a zombie for a week. I had a temperature of 106 and didn't know it. I was picking her up from school. I just wasn't thinking. She said, Mom, please call your doctor. And I did. And he told me to take my temperature, and it was 106.
Wow.
He says, you need to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
So my body had shut down, and so he decided to put me on a stronger medication. Starts with a V. I can't remember what it was. And I was on Revlimid too, I think. Was it Revlimid? But anyway, so he had me on that for about, I want to say 5 months. But I started, it was stronger. That's when I started noticing serious physical change. The medicine was really strong, and then I was on steroids also, and I started blowing up. I was really wired. I couldn't sleep. My hands, the inside of my hands were pitch black. My feet, I couldn't walk. It was very painful, and they did look like alligator feet. I could not walk at all, and I was in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. But I noticed, I started being more conscious of what I'm taking. And I noticed when I was taking the medicine for the neuropathy, that's when I felt pain. And then so I started being more conscious. I'm not in so much pain because he said take it every day. I was just taking it because he said take it. When I wasn't taking it, I didn't have pain. But when I took it, I noticed like within 20 minutes, I got this throbbing pain in my leg.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
So I looked it up.
You looked
to
it up,
see
what it
what's
was.
in this medicine.
Medicine.
Why am I going through this? And when I found out, I told my doctor, I'm not taking this medicine because this is what's causing the pain. He says it does both. It helps to heal, but it does cause pain. I said, no, I'm done. So I took myself off of that. I definitely took myself off of that. So I just felt I was getting worse because I'm feeling like I'm a guinea pig. You're just trying stuff on me,
Absolutely.
you know? So I went into my doctor, my oncologist office after hearing about the medicine for the neuropathy. Yes. I said, I want to live. I want to live. I said, and look at me. You are using me as a guinea pig. You give me all these different medicine. You don't know what's working. It's one size fit all. I said, no.
It's
I'm
not.
done.
Yes.
I said, I'm done. If I was your mom, your sister, your daughter, whoever, somebody in your family, you would fight for them. I said, I'm a human being. Fight for me.
That's
I
right.
want to live. And I wasn't intimidated.
Right.
I'm not taking anything else. And at that moment, and I said it in a like, you better help me.
Yeah.
And I grabbed his hand. I said, help me. He said, okay. Right there, he took a breath. He says, okay, you are a good candidate for a stem cell.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why did he
I
wait
said
until
that.
you had to
I said that.
get in his face?
He said because he
Look.
thought the medicine that I was taking and everything was fine until my body started shutting down. So when he said that, I said, why you didn't tell me that? Why you let me get to this point?
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't have no blood pressure, I'm not diabetic, I have no other problems.
Wow.
He said, I'm sorry. He said, but we're going to get this right now. Okay. I mean, when I'm like,
Look, I'm like this.
I'm already mad because, you know, if it was a white person, they would have got stem cell transplant.
That's what they would have already been working up on. They would have.
yes. But if I wasn't my own activist,
Yeah.
if I didn't go in there
Yes.
upset about it,
Yes.
and I kept taking the
You would have
medicine,
never been
I wouldn't
offered
have
it.
No.
And that's
and
the-
it was because I was in his face.
Yeah.
If I was one of your parent, your mother, your
Yeah.
daughter, your husband, your wife or
Simple.
whatever, it hit home. He said it hit home.
And
He said, "You're
unfortunately,
right."
that's how most African Americans are treated.
Yeah.
They don't get the same
treatment.
offer of treatment. They get the minimal, if any.
Yes.
You know, and so that just confirms what I believe.
Well, and what you have seen and witnessed, and you know, and I think that we both have, and it's sad, and it's sad, and then they want to know why they have the fear.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And the lack of trust.
Yes.
And so, unfortunately, our job is to help educate the people that there are many types of treatment out there, and make sure that your doctor is your advocate on your side and is going to give you the best that they have to offer.
Right.
Not the minimum.
Not the minimum, because
Yeah.
that's what they give us, the
Right.
bare minimum,
Right.
until you demand it.
So once you got your stem cell transplant, how did the course go?
Oh, well, with the stem cell itself, just the whole prep was extensive. It was excruciating because I had to give myself shots. In order to get the cells to come out of my bones, which was very painful. So he gave me all these needles to give myself a shot, and my arm on Monday, and my tummy on Tuesday, and my legs on Wednesday, and then over again Thursday, Friday. And I had to do that for a month.
To prepare for the
To
transplant.
prepare for the transplant in order to go in so they can extract the cells.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did that, and after 2 weeks I was contracted. I couldn't touch myself. It was excruciating. It was really painful. It just felt like somebody was shooting bullets at me. So after that I went in, and I had to go in for 7 days straight because they needed to get 10 million cells. So, you know, they plug you up and you sit there for 8 hours until they can get as much as they can get.
And you had to do this for every day.
Every day for about 8 days.
Wow.
And
that
after
is
8
a lot.
days, and I was in a lot of pain during that time, but mentally, spiritually, I wasn't. Only the body. was.
Your body, but
I was like, I'm gonna keep
That's good.
going. I'm gonna keep
That's
going.
good.
I'm good. As long as you're with me, I'm good. Okay, this is for you.
yeah.
So my daughter was there at that time. She had came from Atlanta, my middle child, and she took care of me. So 2 weeks after they got 10 million cells, I had to go in the hospital. So they prepped me for City of Hope in Duarte. So that process was an experience. Of course, so they put 5 million cells back in my body.
Okay.
Just kind of detox you for a week. Yeah, and then they start the process there. And and everybody's different in what they go through. Just the whole body shut down. Just felt like everything in me came out. Okay, and I was spazzing out. Just like once it was going in, it was real cool. And then it just felt like my body was just going through an experience,
Wow.
And I couldn't be still, it was just all over the place, whatever. So I was in City of Hope for a month. They had me in a month for that. Because, my numbers and everything was just crazy. So that's why I was in there that long. Prior to that, they really said I would only be there 2 weeks.
But you was there.
My body kept shutting down, So that experience, like I said, it was hard. But then after a month, they sent me home. And so I had to go in for a checkup. This is the part that gets me. They said it's fine, everything's good, but there's no cure. There's just a treatment, but you got your stem cell, you're gonna be fine. So 4 months later, I go in for my checkup with my oncologist, and he see my test results and everything, and he's just like giving me that look. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "The cancer's back." I said, "Huh?" And so he proceeded to tell me what my numbers were and everything. And he said, "But you still have $5 million. You can go." I said, "No. I'm not going to put myself through that. Because you told me if I got the stem cell, I'd be fine." And now 4 months later, only 4 months later, it's back. And he said to me, "Well, nothing's guaranteed." But he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Nothing's guaranteed." I said, "The Lord's guaranteed." But I looked at him like, the Lord is guaranteed. At that moment, what I told him was, "I'm done." I swear, I told him, "I'm done." I said, "You have a good day." And I got up and I walked. From that moment on, I surrendered to the Lord. And I said, "Have your way with me." I walked outside the doctor's door, and I put my purse down, and I opened my hands wide. I said, "I surrender. Have your way with me. I'm going to go sow seeds." Within a week, I went to Jamaica.
Fabulous.
That's what I did. I took myself off everything. If I'm going to trust you, then I got to know that I am healed by the blood of Jesus. I said I'm healed. So I went home, and my daughter's like, "What the doctor said?" I said, "He said I'm fine." I said, "I'm getting ready to go to Jamaica." And she was like, "Really? Is that good?" I said, "Oh, yeah."
We're going to celebrate.
I said, "I'm going to celebrate." She's like, "No." I said, "I'm going to call some of my girlfriends." I am going. At that moment, I decided I'm going to live. I'm not doing this no more because y'all don't know. I can't trust you no more. That's my whole attitude. So when I said that, I knew I was healed. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying I recommend this, but for me, this worked for you.
But that was your relationship with him. You had confirmation.
He told me.
Just like I told you, sis, when I told you when I got that confirmation, and you get a confirmation from him, and you do, and when you get that confirmation, you good.
You let go and you let God.
You
let go and you let God. And I did that, and I went to Jamaica because my mind was, I'm going to sow seeds. I'm going to live for you because he said, "I know your everyday needs. I will provide."
That's
what
right.
I need you to do is just live. And I'm like, I'm living for this day. I said, "My doctors, I'm out of here." For 7 months, I'm not on nothing.
Fabulous.
I'm not taking no chemo, no radiation. I ain't taking nothing. I'm going to live. So I went to Jamaica. Start sowing seeds, having a good old time. I'm in that water.
Absolutely.
Water, but I'm having a good old time.
Yeah.
They had already told me I need to stay in quarantine. I couldn't be in any
Yeah,
clothes.
right. You were all out there in the public and the ocean and everything. You did the total opposite of what they told you.
I'm like, hey, I'm healed.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me what to do. So I did that. So I went to Jamaica. I met this woman. I wanted to help her out. She had small kids. I came back to the United States. to prepare to go back to Jamaica 2 months later. And I did that to help her.
No, fabulous.
I'm not thinking about me.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I stayed for 3 weeks this time. Okay, I came back. Mind you, I have a rod in my leg, and I have a limp. Now I want to run a marathon for you because I already know I'm good. Just lead me to the right one. And he led me to Water of Life. They had one coming up. Run for God.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm in. So for 3 months, I'm training
Okay.
on this leg. I'm like, I want to run. I don't want to walk because I already know.
Right.
I just need, confirmation. And so I trained for 3 months with the church and everything. When it was time to run, they shot that gun. I just picked up and started running. I didn't even think about the leg. I just like,
Wow. That's amazing.
and I ran 3.1 miles.
All right.
It took me an hour and a few minutes to do it, but I was determined not to walk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's
really
fabulous.
proud. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I put it in here because I put, pictures are worth a lot of words.
Absolutely.
They tell a story.
Yes.
So I want people to see some of the things I went through. I have my marathon in
Right.
here.
Well, tell us about your book.
Yes.
First of all, tell them the name of the book.
Well, my book is Journey for God's Purpose.
And I like the title.
And the subtitle is An Impossible Journey Meant for Good.
Yes.
Because I believe that our journey is for a purpose. Nothing
Yes.
happens by accident. It's all intentional.
Yes.
So I wrote my story about my journey, and my journey really starts when I was young. I
Yes.
wrote about when I was 5-6 years old because I come from a very abusive family. But I felt that journey prepared me for what was coming.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Exactly. Yes.
And even though we asked why you put me with these parents and I'm going through all this, he
It's a
says,
reason
I got
why.
a purpose for
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Absolutely.
You're not going to stay there, but if I hadn't gone through that with my parents, with my siblings, whatever,
wouldn't have been
I wouldn't have been prepared.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So the journey, so I share a lot of my past
Yeah.
from when I was 5 up until, pretty much, I want to say 3 years ago, because I plan to redo the book. But it's just where I was before I found Christ. What, and the things that I went through during my transformation and where I am now.
Right. Right.
So when things happen every day to this point, I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
I said it's part of the plan.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's how I live.
Absolutely.
It's part of the plan. Okay.
Yeah, and it is. It's God because, like I always say that He puts you where He wants you to be, and I just be like, okay, I'm listening. Where you want me to be? All right,
Absolutely.
all right. It's like everything that you have and all the gifts that you have. It's like God and hand delivered Himself. Like, here you go.
Yes.
Boom. Well, and you just be like, wow.
And share them with
And you
others.
share, and the thing of it is to see the beauty is you went and helped that woman in Jamaica
Yes.
when you supposedly been sick yourself,
Yeah.
and
You said
but
take
you're
your mind off
you're
yourself.
giving, and as long as you continue to give, He's going to continue to give
Giving
back
to you.
Yes,
You know?
you are so right about that.
Yeah.
He says, I know your needs.
Yes.
I will provide
Yes,
for you.
yes.
What I need you to do is live.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you live.
Make the kingdom your primary. So the thing is, when we're going through something, take your mind off you because it's
Yeah.
not about you.
Yes.
And that's what you do.
It's not about
and that's and when you do that, let me just tell you, woo, He be working.
That's when he starts saying
I mean, He working.
Yes.
He is working when it's no longer about you. And that's why I tell everybody, I was like, it's not about me,
Yes.
it's about you.
I'm just on assignment.
Exactly. I'm just giving what He says to give, and I'm giving everything that's in me to you.
Yes. You are so right.
So-
he just wants us to trust.
Yes.
He wants us to trust because he
Yes.
says when troubles come your way, let it be an opportunity to give me the glory.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. At that moment, you let it grow.
Absolutely.
But when it is fully developed, you'll be stronger in character
Exactly.
and ready for whatever I have
Yes,
for you.
absolutely.
Yes. So building my character, building my faith like he builds all of us. If we don't have a story, if we don't go through something, who's going to listen?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you don't have a testimony,
That's right.
if somebody can't connect with you
Right.
in your testimony, what kind of journey you've been through. So me, before going through cancer, I couldn't connect with someone having cancer. If they say I have cancer, I say, oh, I'm sorry.
That's it.
You could just empathize. You didn't walk that walk.
Exactly.
Right. It
And
makes a difference when we all go through
do that.
something.
So you got the book, you wrote the book, and from the book, how and when you became a designer.
Yes, yes. Well, with the okay, so I have to say, for a long time, I was trying to find my purpose in life. So I got married. I'm having kids. I'm buying all kind of stuff, trying to fill a void.
Right.
You know how when you grow up in an abusive family,
Yes.
you're yearning for certain things. You've been abused. You're feeling rejected. You're feeling abandoned. You want that love.
Yes.
Okay, so for a long time I was looking for that and trying to find that. But it wasn't until I went through what I went through,
Right.
and then the whole journey of where I am now, going through the cancer. After I had that, I said, now what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go back to what I was doing? Buying cars, buying houses, doing all the crazy things I was doing to fill that void. If you got another assignment for me, you need to tell me. I need you, Lord, to tell me.
Yes.
Because you saved me now. I'm yours.
Absolutely.
What do you want me to do? I didn't know. I wouldn't be still long enough because I'm anxious because you saved me. Okay, maybe you want me to do this. Well, maybe you want me to do. Well, maybe you want me. I was like, you know what? Just be still.
I was just gonna say,
I said, you
be
gotta
still and
be
just
still
listen.
and listen. You gotta listen.
And so I went to the church and they had a healing room, and there was some little kids. They were just making up little pictures and stuff, and they go around the room and the spirit would tell them who to give it to.
Wow.
And they gave me 3 different little drawings, and one of them said, "Be still, I will fight your battle."
Ooh, wow.
And that was
From a
Exodus
child.
14. This was a 7-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She walked away from me and she came back and she says, "Here." And I looked at it. Okay. I said, "That's you." Okay, I'll be still. And right after that, when I said I'm gonna be still, within a week, it came to me what I'm supposed to do,
Very
write my
clear.
story.
Very clear.
Because I couldn't figure it out. But I had an exchange student come in my home. God, you know how God leads you. I went into her room and I saw her with this book, and this guy, his name is Nick, he has no arms, no legs. I was inspired by him. I put the book down. I said, "Oh, you want me to write my story?" Why didn't I get that?
Yeah.
But the person that didn't get it, my flesh didn't get it because I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer. I can't write. I don't, we beat up on ourselves, right?
I don't know nothing about
I'm
that.
not English major. And not only that, if I write my story, people are going to judge me. I don't want them to know because they already see me this way. But then the Spirit was saying, if I be for you, who can be against you?
That's right.
This is for my purpose.
Yep.
You're there for my purpose. So you've already been
Absolutely.
so now you're my ambassador. You're my voice.
Absolutely.
You're my testimony. So, okay. So for 4 months, I'm writing this story.
Focus.
I'm focused. The house could burn down. I don't care. I'm doing this for you because now I know my purpose.
Right.
Right.
And I'm feeling good. I'm waking up every morning. I got this.
Fired up, huh?
I couldn't write though. I couldn't write. I would start writing it and I'd get frustrated. So God making it happen. My phone broke. I'm like, so he says faith is the unforeseen, right?
Yep.
But what you want to happen. So my phone broke. I had to get another phone. But I'm comfortable with my phone. I don't want another phone. I want to learn a new phone. He said, you're going to learn that phone because I got something for you in that phone, okay? I went and got a phone. I'm like, just sit over there. I want my own phone back. And then I started writing and I started scribbling and I was like, who is that? And then right there, I saw what I needed. It said voice memo.
So you can dictate.
I wrote my
You
story.
didn't need to write it. You can just talk.
Yeah.
And then have it transcribed.
For 5 hours, right at that moment, I started speaking. That's how I wrote my story.
See?
That's how I got my story. And then once you have a made up mind and you say, okay, you're obedient,
Yep.
you start opening all the doors. Because before I was like, well, how am I going to do this? Who am I going to do this? You just have to want to do it.
You want to put the right people in your life.
And he
that'll help you
will.
get to
And he did. After I wrote the story, I realized I had a friend that was a stenographer. Before I didn't know.
And she could transcribe everything you talk.
I gave her my phone for 3 hours. She just typed up everything.
Wow.
From there, I met a publisher.
See?
And I got it all done in 4 months.
That's amazing.
See, that's amazing. That's what you do.
Yes. When you just have a made up mind and your obedience, God said just a little mustard seed. That's all
Just
I
a
need.
little.
That's
I don't
it.
need that much, So I wrote the story. I started. Okay, I'm fired up now. I'm gonna share this story, but I think I was going too hard. As far as
Why you say you was
I
going
want you to
hard?
know about your story. I want people
Yeah,
to know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want them to know, but I think I was too aggressive. In my approach, So I did that, when they start talking, I just want to share because I want to give you hope. But I needed to come a little more
A
subtle.
little subtle for some
Not
people.
like, it's like warm up, build a relationship first.
Not just like, hey, you don't have this.
Yeah.
You gotta read this.
This is going to help you.
All up in your face and your.
So what I did after I doing that for about a year, I said something's not right. This not feeling good to me. The spirit's not in this. I'm gonna put this down. I said I know you have something else for me to do, but this not it right now. And then so I went to church, and I don't know. It must have been the Lord. The pastor, he's talking, and he looks right at me. He said, "Come here." And I'm like, this is a congregation. Seriously? He said, "Come here." He says, "You're struggling with something." He says, "God's giving you a gift, but you're struggling with it." He says, "He wants you to go through the back door." I'm like, "The back door?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I don't understand what that means." He said, "You'll get it. Just listen." So it took a little while, and then I'd get another phone call from somebody else. This is God telling me. And there was another lady. She was a coach, a life coach, whatever. And when she said it, I told him what the pastor said. She says, "God's giving you other gifts. What are your other gifts?" I said, "I don't know." I don't know.
Not to cut you short because we are like really running behind, but I want them to know about your designs and your fashion show real quick, and we'll
Okay.
because we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Well, I needed something to help me to feel pretty. So when I found out I had cancer, it started making me think how I felt when I was young and what I did. Some of the things that I did was I used to play house, I used to play dress up, and I used to do little fashion shows. So when I got all marked up, needing the radiation and stuff, I started buying colorful material, and I just started wrapping around me. I started feeling good. So I felt the fashion helped to heal me. Build my self-esteem, my confidence and everything. So I said, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in order for me to share my testimony. So I've been pretty much at this, I want to say for the last 2 years, just focused on the fashion.
Okay.
Focus on the fashion to help encourage and help women to feel good about themselves.
All right.
Yes.
Good. And the fashion show, just tell us real quickly
And
the date and the location.
So I have
of
a
the
fashion
show.
coming up. This is my second fashion show, and it's going to be in Paris. It is Saturday, November 3rd. It's going to be at 4 o'clock. It's at the Clearwater School in Paris.
And that's in California, you guys.
Yeah,
Yes, in
Paris,
California. Paris, California. So you can go to my website for tickets. It's dressinfinity.com without the I. So it's DRESSNFINITY.com. You get tickets. Come out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. I will be transforming clothes, where you can take one design and transform it into an entire outfit for the whole day.
All right.
Well, thank
Okay,
you.
so we're going to dive into our announcement. This Sunday is the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, the 1 and 5K walk on Sunday, November the 4th at Balboa Park. You can still register on Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. or the day of the race at 6:30 up until 8 o'clock. So come on out. I have a team, Many Shades of Pink. I would love to have you. So come on out.
And our final announcement is our regular monthly event, the community outreach event, is going to be changed to Saturday, the second Saturday of this month, November 10th, from 10 to 5. And everything is free, so we're going to have lots of screening, blood pressure, diabetes. We'll be signing up for mammograms and things like that. So come on out to the Big Lots on Federal and Euclid, 1655 Euclid Avenue, and we'll see you there at 10 o'clock next Saturday.
Yes, we're looking forward to. So come on out and take advantage of all these free services. And it's been really real. We didn't get to a lot of your fashion, but I want everybody to know that you are a fashion designer, and you're designing to inspire.
Yes.
So again, thank you for being here.
Yes.
And we're gonna wrap up our show. You've been listening to the Many Shades of Pink and Black Health. I'm your host, Wendy Sherrill, breast cancer survivor and advocate.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Susanna Fowler, retired family physician. Our guest today was AC Williams, who's a cancer survivor, speaker, creator, founder of Design Infinity Designs. Dress Infinity Designs. So, AC, thank you for coming and sharing your story with us today.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much.
And thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in every Sunday at 2 p.m. Visit our Facebook page and our YouTube, and subscribe to Many Shades of Pink and Black Health. For more information on breast cancer, visit Komen San Diego Circle of Promise website at www.komensandiego.org.
And if you want to learn more about A Healthier Me, it's a lifestyle change program at www.ahealthiermesd.com.
All right. Thank you, and
Thank
that's our show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.